Let's talk a little bit about voting. On the American flag and the British Union Jack, you've got red, white and blue. And in America, you've got two parties. You've got the Democrats and the Republicans. One's red, the other's blue. Britain's pretty much the same. Other parties creep in, but you're generally dealing with Labour red, Conservative blue. And people think that one party is different than the other, and they place their votes accordingly, and they feel and they believe they're making a change. Less so these days, I'll grant you that, but they do think that they're controlling their own destiny by voting for one or the other. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the word politician, it's to do with policy. And politicians are basically policy makers. And what happens is they create a new policy, but to create a policy, you've got to lose a liberty. Let me give you an example of that. About a year ago, strangers could sit on a park bench and together, brushing shoulders, no problem. Today, there's a new policy whereby you can't. And the policy enforcers, police, it's there again, they will use violence and threats of violence to do something about it if you don't comply with their new policy. Now, here's the thing that most of you voters don't get. You're so loyal to the party that you stick to and vote for. Are you aware? Let's say now the Democrats are in power in America at the moment. I don't know who is, but let's say it's the Democrats, okay? And they've created a load of new policies, which equals a load of liberties lost. And it's time for the handover now. They're going to swap presidents and the new party is coming in. So you're going from red to blue or blue to red. And you got a brand new government coming in. One that you voted in. Here's the big change. Right, this is what I want you to understand, and I want you to understand this thoroughly and deeply. All the policies that the predecessor created, in other words, all the liberties that they took, the incoming government will honour everything that the one prior to them created. They don't start with a clean slate. Every single policy that has ever been created prior will now be honoured by the new government. Now, that's the same in every single democratic country. Were you aware of that? So if you've got red or blue, and they're constantly making policy, taking liberties, and then the next party comes in and they do the same, what you've got, in effect, is a ratchet system. The ratchet clicks one way and it never undoes. All it's doing is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Now, here's the thing. What colour do you get when you mix red and blue? Yeah, purple. That's right, yeah, purple. Well, now you're starting to see who's really in power, okay? The British royal family have had that purple colour for centuries. It goes back a long, long way, okay? The red and blue, it makes no difference. They're the same damn thing. They're a different flavour. Think about it this way. If you're offered a cat shit sandwich or a dog shit sandwich, which are you going to choose? Personally, I'm going to choose not to eat shit. Okay? So there it is. Understand what you're doing. Understand that when you place a vote, you're harming yourself, but you're also harming those who are capable of independent thought. And I would urge anyone who votes, that places their faith in men, like these parasitic tapeworm politicians that they are, none of them work for a living, I would urge you to reconsider what you're doing. You're going to be harmed by them whether you vote or not, but at least if you don't vote, you're not authorising what they're going to do to you. At least you're not part of the process of harming yourself. They're going to do it anyway, I know that. But you can't make any change for the better. Not with the system we've got. So please have a rethink and see if you can reconsider voting, and just stop, because that's your real vote.